a sequence of recognition and awards. And we were thinking, so what should we call this award? And someone had the obvious idea. It should be the High Five Award, right? Pretty good, obvious. We are going to recognize our first High Five Award winner right now. Let me share with you the criteria of the High Five Award. You can see it right there. This award is given to an individual who, and these should all sound very familiar because these are the things we've been talking about all day, right? So this award is given to an individual who delivered on or significantly contributed to some big rocks, an individual who regularly delivers on commitments, who consistently performs above and beyond the call of duty, who leads from the front, who leads through change, and really is an example of the subsequent nominations and award winners that we're going to have. And this will be a monthly award. I think it's important, I believe Jeff Painting mentioned this, it's important that we increase our cadence of recognizing overperformance. And we have a lot of overperformance to recognize, and we need to do a better job of it, and you have my commitment that we will do that. So, that's what the award is. That's where the name came from. And let me call to the stage, let me first bring onto the stage Henry Herkowitz. Henry is not our High Five Award winner. And I'm going to hold it. But Henry has the award, so he could be. Henry submitted a great nomination, which I very rarely stay on script, as the folks who do my PowerPoint presentations know. But I am going to stay on script on this because I think it's a very well thought out nomination that Henry submitted, which really characterizes all the components that we talk about here and recognizes very specifically what this individual did across those areas. So join me in welcoming to the stage, and then I'll read the detail right up. Gary Davison, who is a senior network engineer. Here in the middle while I say a lot of nice things about you, and then we're going to get another photo shot. So Gary, as I mentioned, Gary is a senior network engineer and is in the Northeast market. And here's what Gary did. Gary was key in us achieving the successful certification, business services, to be an Ethernet backhaul provider for AT&T, right? So Thane, Stork, and others from the carrier group should be up here recognizing this as well, because AT&T is a relationship that we just have not done very well in the carrier space. And what Gary's done here is going to help accelerate that. So I'll read specifically what he did. In 2013, TWC was awarded a cell tower backhaul deal for 47 AT&T towers in the Northeast. However, so we won the business, that's the good news, but we were going to be unwon the business, that's the bad news. Ethernet backhaul certification was a prerequisite for the award. So rather than us saying, well, we're not going to win the business, Gary stepped up, made it happen, worked across engineering, and worked across all the functional areas that have to do the work to make these type of things happen. So he oversaw all the aspects of the project to get this recertification across internal testing, across the project management teams, across the functional teams, across the construction teams, across the OSS organizations, a lot of folks you've heard from on this stage today. And after successfully completing the internal, I told you I wouldn't read the whole thing, but I'm kind of doing it maybe. But after successfully completing the internal test and providing the results to AT&T, Gary also acted as the single point of contact for AT&T's vendor throughout the on-site testing and the ongoing process, which subsequently resulted in the certification of us being the approved Ethernet backhaul provider. Thus, we won the 47 towers, and even more importantly, we're positioned to strengthen our relationship and accelerate the opportunities that we have in AT&T and cell tower backhaul. So again, join me again and congratulate Gary Davis.
This, as Phil mentioned, this really has to make a difference, right, for the company moving forward. So the work that Gary has done has really enabled us to just actually participate in a 17,000 tower RFP with AT&T. So that's about forward thinking, really making it happen, having the perseverance and the many months and months and months, and I know this even goes back a year or two to make this happen. So it's not just what you did with this one event, but what you do every day that makes it different. So thank you very much.
So I think Thane's quota might have just gone up on those last remarks. but I'm glad Henry said that, because one thing that I was going to say earlier and then I forgot to say it and then I forgot to come back and say it. If you remember when we were talking about the things that we were going to deliver on and fulfill our commitments on, one of the things that I highlighted, actually two of the things I highlighted, were that we were going to make our monthly sales number every month, just like clockwork. And we were going to achieve our annual sales target in 2014, just like clockwork. And Jeff Painting is